Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. April McNeill, and I thank you for visiting TheRealMEDLife, where I'll seek to provide you with simple ways to be successful in health, wealth, and education, all while navigating this crazy world of medicine. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of our future videos. Today, we will be discussing 5 common budgeting mistakes that medical students and medical trainees make. So let's get started. Number 5, not having a financial plan or vision for the future. Where do you see yourself financially 10 years post-training? How do you even get there? Well, failing to plan almost ensures limiting your financial freedom. As early as a medical student, you should already have a plan going into residency on what type of lifestyle you want to live, what type of family you want to have, and what your career goals will entail. And what I mean by that, lifestyle. Do you want to live in a big metropolitan city, or do you want to live in a suburban area or a small rural town? Do you want to have a large family, a small family? Do you want to have enough income that you're able to take care of your parents and in-laws in their older age? All those things factor in on how you have to set a financial vision for yourself so that you can make sure that you can sustain yourself during the rest of your life. One other thing is, what type of specialty do you want to go into? Do you want to be a subspecialist, or do you want to be a primary care physician? Because money should never be the main reason you choose the specialty that you go into. Just imagine being financially free. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can practice what your heart is. See my last video I posted on my 2019 financial goals as a pediatric resident. It kind of talks you through a little way to start thinking about making a plan for your finances. All right, number 4 is accruing debt. Credit cards are the enemy, people. We should not be using credit cards, especially to live on the basic necessities of life. It's just a whole bunch of trouble that's going to come back and bite you in your tail later in life. Another way that a lot of us are accruing debt is residency relocation loans. I understand that all of us do not have, extra income or parents that are able to help subsidize our living as medical students, but when you're taking out a loan, you should take out one responsibly and only use what it's needed for. I have seen people take these residency relocation loans, and that turns into a European tour. So if you don't have the money to go on a European tour, don't use your relocation loans. Also, spending too much money on housing. Do you really need a luxury apartment downtown when you spend 80 plus, 100 plus hours a week at work or at school? No. Another way that a lot of trainees get into more debt is leasing or buying a brand new car. And most of the time we buy these cars that we can't even afford the maintenance on. We can't even afford to get a oil change on them. So really think about those things, because the debt that you are accruing now is money that is not going to go away. You're going to have to pay it later, and it may affect your financial goals and plan that you set for yourself in the future. All right, number 3 is ballin', but you ain't got no money. It is so hard as medical trainees because we go to school for so long, and here we are living off of school refund checks, and our colleagues that have chose different professions are already making their money in their career and in their field, and it seems like they're able to do so many more things than what we are able to do. But we know that we picked a profession that takes a long time. but the reward is so much greater in the end than the temporary discomfort we feel. The choices we make today will determine how we live our life in our future. And we have to know that our quality of life and our worth is not dictated by the things we have, what we wear, or what car we drive, or what trips we take. Number 2, ignoring student loans. Okay. The Medscape Physician Wealth and Debt Report of 2018 reported that 46% of attending physicians are still paying off their student loans at 35 to 50 years old. Could you imagine being 50 years old and still having hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt? Oh my God, it makes me stressed out. Now, with the average medical school loan debt being between $200,000 and $300,000, and truth be told, about 23% of us have over $300,000 in loans, and the average salary being between $330,000 for a subspecialist and $230,000 for a primary care physician, plus or minus a few, it's crazy to think that we would still be in debt. Now, just think about it. When you get out of training, most trainees make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, but you live like a resident or a fellow for another 2 to 3 years. You can pay off your student loan in 1 to 2 years. That's crazy, right? But let's get even more crazy. What if you live like a resident or a fellow for 5 to 6 years after training? With the average American, a family making a little under $50,000 a year, what do you think we could do with making an attending money? We could even maybe save and pay cash for a house, or really support the community in a way that we never thought that we could, because we can do it. We've done it for umpteen amount of years before actually making our attending salary. Now, one little thing about student loans. Another kind of mistake that we make is deferring our student loans when we actually can afford to pay them during training. You can get on an income-driven repayment plan that uses your income to determine what you would pay monthly for your student loan debt. And one thing that you could do is file taxes throughout your whole medical school, so that when you do apply for your repayment loan amount, they take that income, which is little to nothing. And there's some people that even have $0 payments for the first 6 months to a year of residency. And guess what? If you are part of the public service loan forgiveness program, it counts towards that 120 payments in order to get your loans forgiven. Also remember to declare your appropriate allowances, because I'm an advocate for not getting a refund check at the end of tax season. But sometimes you can forget, like I did, that you made more money the next year and didn't change your allowances and end up paying taxes. So that at least was one of my mistakes. I saved the best for last of the common budgeting mistakes that medical students and medical trainees make. Y'all want to guess what it is? Well, here it is. Not having and sticking to a budget. In that same study that I talked about before, it says that attending physicians, 48% have a mental budget, 33% had no budget, and only 19% of attendings have a formal budget. I say no wonder 56% of attendings live at or above their means, meaning they spend most of their income with little left over at the end of the month. You know what that's called? Living paycheck to paycheck. And we should not be in a profession where we are blessed to make 6 figures a year living paycheck to paycheck. I think there's an issue with that. But the solution for that is sticking to a budget. Got to make one first. So make sure you click the link below the video to get your free budgeting form. And I will be doing a video soon on how to budget. If you can stick to a budget using student loan refund checks and resident and fellow salaries, there is more likelihood that when you're making an attending level salary that you will tend to your budget well and make good financial choices. Money doesn't make you, but it does show you who you are. So what you do with a little will determine how you handle much. We're tuning in to 5 common budgeting mistakes that medical students and medical trainees make. And I'm wondering, are you making any of those mistakes? Well, it's not too late to change those habits now. And I will be doing a budget coming up on budgeting as a medical trainee, so resident or fellow. So stay tuned for that. In the meanwhile, you can download the Excel budgeting form below to help you get started on budgeting. Now, in the comments below, let me know what are some of your struggles with budgeting and finances. Again, thank you for tuning in to The Real Med Life. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.